In the still, frozen darkness of a February night in 1855, something unexplainable walked across the snow-covered landscape of Devon, England. By morning, over 100 miles of strange hoof-like tracks had appeared, not just in fields and roads, but on rooftops, over walls, across rivers, and even in places no ordinary creature could reach. Was it a hoax? An unknown animal? Or something far more sinister? This is the eerie legend of the Devil's Footprints of 1855, one of England's most chilling unsolved mysteries. You're watching Strange and Unexplained Expo. Our story begins in South Devon, a quiet corner of rural England. On the night of February 8, 1855, a heavy blanket of snow fell across the countryside. When the sun rose, locals were shocked to find long lines of hoof-like prints stretching across the pristine snow. These tracks weren't scattered or random. They moved in straight lines, covering dozens, even hundreds of miles. Some climbed up walls, crossed rooftops, and even appeared to pass through locked courtyards. It was as if whatever made them didn't care about physical obstacles at all. Hundreds of people reported the prints, from farmers and clergy to city officials and townsfolk. Each described the same thing: a single line of prints, each about 4 inches long and spaced about 8 inches apart, just like the steps of a biped. They were cloven like a goat's, but they followed no natural path. Some claimed the tracks led up to high walls and then continued on top of them. Others said they found them inside enclosed gardens with no way in or out. There were even stories of the tracks passing across narrow rooftops and continuing unbroken. To many, this wasn't just strange, it was terrifying. Naturally, theories began to spread. Some believed it was a hoax, though no one could explain how it was pulled off on such a massive scale. Others claimed it was the work of an escaped kangaroo or a badger leaping through the snow. Some suggested birds, mice, or even unusual freeze-thaw patterns in the snow might have created the effect. But none of these theories could explain the sheer distance covered, or how the tracks managed to appear in places no animal or person could possibly go. Still, the most sensational theory remained: that the devil himself had walked across Devon that night, marking his path through snow and silence. What makes the devil's footprints so chilling are the small, unsettling details. Some prints were reported to cross the river Eshe without any break in the trail. Others stopped at a wall over 14 feet high, then continued on the other side as if the creature had simply passed through it. In some locations, the tracks started and stopped without warning, with no approach, no departure, and no explanation. To this day, no animal, no machine, no human effort has convincingly reproduced what was seen. It wasn't just bizarre. It felt impossible. The mid-19th century was a time of scientific discovery and old-world superstition. Steam trains were racing across England, and Darwin's Origin of Species had just been published. But in the countryside, fear of devils, demons, and the supernatural still ran deep. The devil's footprints appeared right at that fragile edge between science and the unexplained. Too strange to be dismissed, too real to ignore, and far too detailed to be made up. Over 150 years have passed since the strange prints appeared across Devon. No hoaxers ever confessed. No animal was ever caught, and no scientific explanation has held up under scrutiny. The devil's footprints remain unexplained. So what walked through the snow that night in 1855? An exotic animal? A strange weather event? A clever prank? Or was it something else entirely? Something not of this world? We may never know. But if you ever see a single line of hoof-like prints outside your home, on the roof, across the walls, or through a locked gate, you might find yourself wondering, has he come back? If this mystery gave you chills, don't forget to like the video, subscribe, and share your theory in the comments below. What do you think made the devil's footprints in 1855? This is Strange and Unexplained Expo. Thanks for watching.